Now I see a lot of pictures in the chat, in the video. I want to see some faces this morning. I want to see who I'm talking to. Good morning. Is it Aisha? Good morning. Good morning,
Asha.
Crystal.
That's my niece, Asha.
Good morning, Asha. Good morning, Crystal. Let's see who else do we have in here. Good morning, Khalees. How are you? I see you. Good morning.
It's supposed to be Jada. I can't change my name.
Oh, I have to try to remember. Okay, good morning, Jada.
Good morning.
Good. Okay, so I do this thing where we kind of get the energy flowing in the morning. So I'm going to play some music, and I'm glad that you guys put your video on because we're going to dance this morning. Okay, so I'm going to play the music, and what I want to have happen is that I want you to do a move, and we're going to all do the move with you. All right, and I'll start it off. Okay, are we ready? All right, let me get my music going first. Can y'all hear my music? Okay, so you're gonna do something from the top up, and everybody's gonna do it with you, okay? Jada is ready. I see you, Jada. All right now. Okay, you ready? Everybody gotta do it. Come on. Come on. Go ahead, Asha. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go, Chandra. Go, Chandra. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now I'm gonna call somebody's name, and you're gonna tell us what you want us to do, and we're gonna all do it, okay? Let's see. Go, Khalees. Go, Khalees. I see you. Hey, go, Khalees. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I see you. Go ahead, Nakia. Those Presley girls. All right, Jada, show us what you want to work with. Come on, Jada. Hey, come on, Jada. Come on. We saw that. You want us to, okay. Go, Jada. Go, Jada. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on. Go, Jada. Go, Jada. Go, Jada. Go, Jada. Yes. I love it. Good morning. I see more people coming in. Good morning. Uh-oh. Let's see. Hope. Hope, we see you. Come on, Hope. What do you want us to do, Hope? Go, Hope. Go, Hope. Go, Hope. Go, Hope. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Asha is ready. Come on, Asha. What do you want us to do? Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. Let's see, who else do we have on here? Hey, Kat. Kat is my sister, y'all. Hey, Kat, good morning. What's your baby's name, Kat?
Kyrie and Tier.
Hi, good morning. You gotta show us a dance move. What do you want us to do?
Oh, come on,
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Anything, come on. Good morning, Lavonica. I see you. I see you. Good morning.
Okay, all right, all right.
Kat, start us off, Kat.
All right.
Hey, go ahead, Kat. I love it. Yes. Hey, Lavonica, you turn that video off. Come back on, Lavonica. We saw you disappeared on us. Lauren, Naya, Stephanie, Eris, come on this camera. Good morning. Oh, she said it's Saturday morning at the beauty salon. I love it. Do a move for us, Stephanie, real quick. Do a move. Come on. I just feel this in my spirit for you.
60%. You sound great. And when you get a
Oh, let's see. We have a few more minutes. Stephanie, you gonna bust a move for us? Hey, come on, y'all. Come on now. Hey, Chandra, bust a move for us. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, come on, come on. This is so cute. I see you, Lauren. You next, Lauren. You next, Lauren. Come on, Lauren. What you got, Lauren? What you got? Come on. Hey, Zana. I saw you put that video on. Good morning. All right, come on. Let's do this, y'all. You ready? Hey. Donna, what's your baby's name?
Her name's Kendall.
Good morning, Kendall. Come on, what you got?
Good morning.
Come on. Anything, something, come on. How about this? Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Y'all woke this morning. Y'all came in woke. I love it. Is Dee Gaines in the building? Is Mama D in the building? Mama D, come on this camera. Kendall, Camille, Moto G Play. I see that. Come on in the camera this morning.
We want to see what's going on.
I want to see what's going on this morning. Y'all not gonna leave me out here by myself.
I know that you see more than my swagger, but it's you and me. From the store,
all right.
Backed out floors, they want an autograph, but I'd rather.
Hey, Hope. You want to do something else? Come on, what you got, Hope? Come on, I see you moving. Come on, come on, come on. Hey. Hey, hey. I see you, Camille. You came back for us. All right, Camille, come on, show us something. End it up for us. Come on, show us something. Camille said, nope, not today. Come on, Camille. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I kind of like this view because I get to see everyone. And when I start sharing my screen, I can't see you as much, and I don't like that, but that's a part of the nature of what we're doing today. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to get started. All right, can you guys see me? Y'all can see my screen? I can't see it. It's not big. I want it to be big. Okay, let's see. Can y'all see it?
Yes, click on present and it should pop up. Like click there and then click present again. Click the purple present.
Oh, wait.
Like you had it, click present and then click present again. And then click the purple present bar. Go down, go down.
Okay, wait, let me move this. Oh, there it is. The box was in the way. That's what, see? The box was in the way. All right, so welcome to Hello Body, Me and My Image. So welcome you guys, happy Saturday. I'm so happy that you guys are joining us this morning. You could have been doing anything else, right? But you are here to talk about yourself and to talk about your body. So my name is Taisha and I go by Ty. Presley is my last name, and I have I guess a distant cousin on here, another Presley, and I love it. I love meeting Presleys. And who am I? I am a quiet-esque meaning that I can be really loud, passionate person who loves to laugh. I love to have fun. I love to experience adventures in life. And I have 2 beautiful children who are not here right now. Yay! Their names are Kingston and Olympia. And I'm also the owner of Legacy Empowerment Services. I work with adolescents and young adults as a licensed clinical mental health counselor. And all of the clients that I work with have experienced some type of trauma or some type of dysfunction. So we're going to do this workshop today. And we're going to do, I want you to remember 4 things. 4 things I want you to remember at the end of this workshop. I want you to know who you are. All of you. I want you to know all of who you are. I want you to remember what are the different parts of your image, your self-image. And I want you to know what are the factors that influence your image and how do you practice good mental health by just being yourself. So those are the 4 things that I really want you to listen out for. And I want you to be able to answer those questions when we're done today, okay? There's gonna be a pop quiz. Not really. It's not gonna be a pop quiz, but I want you to listen, okay? And I want you to participate. I want you guys to have really great energy and I want you to participate today. But before we get started with the presentation, I want to play a game. So that means we're going to play a game and I want you to just call out. You can come off of mute and just call out the answer, okay? Who do you think this person is?
Oprah.
All right, I heard Oprah. Anybody else with another guess?
You?
You think it's me? You know something? So many people tell me that every time I do this workshop, somebody says that they think that's me. I'll take it. I will take it. If you said Oprah though, you are right. That was Oprah. How about this? Who is this?
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks. Anybody else with another guess? No, everybody thinks it's Tyra? Okay. Tyra, if you said Tyra, yes, you are right. All right, who is this person?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama, you are correct. Michelle Obama. All right, what about this person? Who do you think that is?
You.
Yeah, you're right. If you said that is Miss Ty, then you are right. That is Miss Ty. So thank you for participating in that game. What do you think the moral of the story? Why did I show you all those before and after pictures? I showed you those before and after pictures because let's be honest, sometimes we compare. Sometimes we look at where others are right now in their life and we look at where we are right now and we compare ourselves to them. Who can be honest? And I'm gonna ask for a lot of honesty today, you guys. Who can be honest? And let me just say this, that this is a safe space. More than a safe space, this is a brave space. Do you guys know what a brave space is? What do you guys think a brave space is? Anybody, just call it out. What do you think
a space where you can be brave?
Yes. And why do you think you got to be brave today on a Saturday morning at 10 o'clock with these strangers? Well, I don't know if y'all are strangers. I'm a stranger. I don't know if y'all are strangers to each other. Why do you think you got to be brave?
What do you think? So you can be confident about what you do. Say it. So you can be confident in what you do.
Yes, because you want to be confident. So sometimes being brave means that you might be afraid to say something. You may not want to admit it. You may not want to be honest. And being brave means that you do it anyway. And this is a space where you can be brave and be honest about things that you might be thinking or have felt before. And we're all here to support. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to support you. So I want this to be a very, very brave space. And I always say this, that whatever goes on in the Hello Body workshop does what? Does what? What y'all think?
Stays in the Hello Body.
Whatever goes on in the Hello Body workshop stays in the Hello Body workshop, okay? All right. So who can be honest? And you can raise your hand. You can give me a thumbs up in the emojis. If you have ever compared your current self right now to what you perceive someone else's life and experience to be. So you see Michelle Obama and you say, I'm never going to be able to be Michelle Obama. I'm never going to be able to be like Oprah. I'm never going to be able to be like Tyra Banks. Have you ever said that? And it may not be those celebrities. It could be people in your life. Have you ever compared yourself to them? Anybody want to be honest? Any thumbs up? I see a thumbs up. I see a yes. I see another thumbs up. Thank you for being brave today. Absolutely. We sometimes do that. Sometimes we don't remember, or we don't really keep in mind that these same people that we're looking at had a beginning too. And they allowed themselves to go through what we call this process of becoming. And what does becoming mean? Becoming is just the journey that you go on of discovering who you actually are. So before Michelle Obama became the first lady of the United States of America, she was that little awkward little girl that we saw in that picture. And she became who we see every day. So we're going to talk about what does that mean for you? Because here's the thing, God created us all very intentionally. He created us all very purposely. And now we have to just get in touch with who we actually are. And I got a clue about who we actually are. We're going to talk about that today. All right. So let's say image 101. What does it mean to have image or self-image? So self-image is just a representation of how you see yourself. All of us, if we are honest, all of us have a view of how we look at ourselves. And that view, we may not talk about it a lot. We may not tell other people about it. We may not even always be honest about it with ourselves, but we all see ourselves and evaluate ourselves in our head. And that can be negative evaluations, that can be positive evaluations, and sometimes it's neutral. But that is what you see when you close your eyes and you think about yourself. That is the image, that is your self-image. And so some people, what they tend to do is that they just look at certain parts of themselves, right? They don't look at all of who they are. They look at certain parts and they tend to fixate or focus on just parts of themselves. And that can sometimes lead to feelings like worry and feelings like stress and feelings like not being able to do things because of you might perceive yourself in a negative view. So that is what image is. So there's image and then there's body image, right? So body image is how you see, in particular, your body. It is when you look in the mirror, what do you see? What do you think? It is how do you carry yourself? What do you think about your appearance? What assumptions and what memories do you have about your body, your shape, your height, your weight, your skin complexion? I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. When I was a young girl, I got picked on because of my skin complexion. And that made me feel really bad about how I looked. And so my body image, because my skin complexion is a part of my body, right? So my body image was really negative because people would have different thoughts, that they would say different things about me. So that played into how I saw my body. Not only about how you see yourself, but how do you control or move within your body even? How do you physically experience your body? Like, you ever seen someone that may look down and look sad and may not hold their head up? Maybe that's because they don't see themselves, their body or themselves in a really positive light. So how you move in your body, how you control your body, all makes up your body image. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes? Okay, all right, let's move on. So what does God say about body image? God says in Genesis 1 that he created us in his image, in his likeness. And God is a three-part being. He's a father, he's son, and he's Holy Spirit. So just as God is a three-part being, we are three-part beings. We are spirit beings, we possess a soul, we live in a body. We're made in the image of God. So we, in our spirit, in our soul, in our body, we have his likeness. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So there is more to you than meets the eye. What do I mean by that? So some people tend to focus just, when they think about themselves, they think of just their body. They think that their body is all of who they are. But there is so much more to you than just your body. There's your gifts. So God gives us these special empowerments that we are to use to help other people. So those gifts could be things like words of wisdom. They could be things like healing. They could be things like being able to perform miracles. Those are all gifts, spiritual gifts that God has given us. But also a part of you are your talents. So talents are our natural or our innate abilities. They come easily to us, and we begin to recognize them at really young ages. And sometimes people say that they're genetic. So somebody that plays basketball, someone that dances really well, those are all talents. Those are special abilities that you have that just come naturally, just because of who you are. That's a part of who you are, your talents. So what about skills? So skills are a part of who you are. So skills are your learned aptitudes. Those are things that you do. Like if you take a course, like who's ever taken a course before? Like today you guys are taking a course, so to speak, on body image. So that's a skill. So now you're going to be learning the skill of being able to manage your body image. That's a skill. Another skill can be learning how to type. Another skill could be learning how to speak in public. Those take efforts to develop, but they're still a part of you. And we also have our personality traits. Our personality traits make up who we are. Those are the characteristics that are about ourselves that govern how we show up in the world and how we interact for others. For example, when I introduced myself earlier, I said, well, I'm quiet. I said that I'm passionate. I said that I love life. I love adventure. Those are parts of my personality. Now you can think of, well, what are my personality traits? Sometimes it could be things like I'm peaceful, I'm focused, I'm aggressive, I'm loud. Those are all of your personality traits. And lastly, we have things that make up ourselves are our personal values and our beliefs. These are the values that help us determine what is important to us. So for example, somebody might say, I have faith as a personal value. I have health. My health is something that's valuable to me. And I believe in family. I believe in God. That's a personal value and a personal belief. So all of those things, your personal gifts, your talents, your skills, your traits, your personal values, they all are a part of who you are. It's not just your body. Everything, all of you, it's important to remember when you're thinking about who you are. So here's my question to you, and I want a couple of people to just kind of yell out. When you think of yourself, what comes to your mind now that we've learned all the different parts of what makes us up? When you think of yourself, what comes to your mind? Anybody want to just be a brave? This is a brave space. Who wants to kind of just tell us what you think of?
A happy person.
Tell us what a happy person. Good. I can't see who was that.
Jada.
Was that? Oh, good. So you said that you're a happy person. Good. Who else want to be brave and tell us when you think of yourself, what comes to mind?
I'm unique.
Ooh, I love that one. I'm unique. I love it. Lauren, what about you? Lauren is like, do not call on me, lady. Everybody's going to get called on today. Lauren, when you think about yourself, what comes to mind? You're on mute if you're talking. Analytic.
Athletic.
Athletic. I love that. What sports do you play?
Basketball and a little bit of football at school.
You play football. That's
kind
amazing.
of, not really, but like.
If you, even the fact that you have an interest in football is amazing to me because I don't see a lot of women, girls in football. So that's amazing to me. Good job. Anybody else? One more person.
Joyful.
Ooh, I love that. Joyful. That's beautiful, Kai. All right, let's go on. All right, so we're going to take a moment and we're going to experiment. I want you to close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Whatever feels comfortable to you. I want you to picture in your head what yourself looks like, what your body looks like. And I want you to think about when you see yourself in your mind, what comes up for you? Do you feel positive about what you see in your mind? Do you feel negative about what you see in your mind? Do you feel satisfied, not satisfied? Are there any concerns that come up for you? Let's take about 20 seconds. And I just want you to picture yourself in your mind and tell me what comes up. A few people will tell me what comes up. Okay, go. We're going to take 20 seconds. Okay, I didn't time it, so I think that's 20 seconds. So let's go. So who wants to be brave and tell me what came up for you when you started thinking about that? When you started seeing your body in your mind, what came up for you? Were you satisfied, not satisfied? Did you have concerns? What came up? Who wants to be brave?
Well, I was satisfied with my body.
Good. I love that. Very good. Anybody else?
I was satisfied.
I love that, Jada. Awesome. Anybody else? One more person?
I was
Satisfied too.
Good. Did anybody have a concern that came up for them? Nobody. I love that. We have a good group today. All right, let's move on. So for some people, when they close their mind, when they close their eyes and they picture their body in their mind, they are not so satisfied. Some concerns come up. And a lot of times what we have to remember that there are a lot of voices that are speaking in our ears. And I want to talk some today about some of the influences that influence how we see ourselves, how we see our bodies, okay? So the first one is disruptive experiences. So we talked about self-image and we talked about body image. Like how we see ourselves starts to develop really slowly as we're kids. So when you're your age, even before that, when you were like maybe 1 and 2 years old, you started to develop a sense of yourself. You started to develop how you see yourself, even at 1 year old. Like I have a 1-year-old, she's starting to get into everything. She's starting to kind of have a sense of my hands do stuff, a lot of stuff. So that starts to happen from a really, really young age. And sometimes what happens is that we have these experiences that are really negative and they can be disruptive to how we see ourselves. Those experiences can be things like trauma, things that happen to us, how people see us and what people say. Like I said earlier today that because I'm dark skinned, when I was younger, people would pick on me. That was a disruptive experience. And so that changed how I saw myself. Because I have a nose that's big, right? By some standards, people would pick on that. And so that changed how I saw myself. Those were considered disruptive experiences. Can anyone be honest or brave and say, I've had a disruptive experience before? Something that happened that may have been negative that influences how I see myself. Has anyone had a disruptive experience they want to be brave and tell us about today? Kai, you want to tell us? Is that Kai or is that Kai or Ty?
It's Kai. Kai
Okay.
and TT's in the background.
Okay, you want to share?
Go ahead, Kai.
When we went to church, I was bullied.
Yes. Well, how did they bully you? What did they say? Or what did they do?
It was more like an emotional thing.
Okay. And how did that change how you saw yourself?
A lot.
If it did. It did? How so?
I started thinking I wasn't worth what I have life.
Yeah. Yeah. You started thinking that you were worth less than other people. Yeah. I love how brave you are with saying that. Can anyone else be just as brave as Kai today? Okay, Hope. Is that a hand raise? Go ahead.
When I was younger, it was like in first grade or something. I wanted to play with these girls and they told me I couldn't play with them because of my skin color. And that kind of affected like second grade a little bit, but I don't really remember like what happened after that. And I was sometimes bullied in school, but I didn't really like let that affect how I saw myself. I just try to ignore it.
Yeah, that's so good. That's good. I love how brave you guys are today with just telling us these disruptive experiences that you have had. So I want you to remember those. We're going to do something later on about that part of it, okay? So remember what you shared today. So another thing that influences your self-image or body images are all the voices. And when I say the voices, what I mean is sometimes we can be like our most critical person. Like we talk really bad about ourselves sometimes. We say the most negative things about ourselves. And sometimes it's not even what we are saying to ourselves, it's what other people are saying. Like Hope was really brave in saying that sometimes she heard the voices of those kids from her classroom. those sometimes what we do is we internalize the voice of other people. Like, let's say, for instance, you have a loved one or a family member that may say, you're too big, or you need to lose weight. Whatever they may say. Sometimes what happens is that we hear that in our head playing over and over again, and that influences how we see ourselves. Has anyone ever experienced that, where you heard not only your inner critic, but you heard voices of other people that influences how you see yourself, how you see your self-image, and how you see your body image? Has anyone experienced that? One person, be brave, one person. Okay, Kai.
Oh, I think she was answering your question by raising her hand, but not to speak.
Oh, okay. So she was just standing in solidarity with me, saying, I've been there. Thank you. Don't leave me out here by myself. I really appreciate you being able to say, yep, I've identified with that. Very good. All right. So let's go on. All right. Something else that influences our image, history. So everyone that I've noticed that was on here was a Black woman, Black girl. And historically speaking, for Black bodies, we've been classified not as the whole of who we are, but by just our bodies. And people don't take into account other parts of our being. What happened is that sometimes they used the strength of our bodies for labor with slavery. Sometimes they used our bodies for pleasure or fantasy for a man. Sometimes that could mean that our hair even was not acceptable or was less than. And, honestly, there are just now laws that are starting to come into effect now that's starting to outlaw the fact that people want us to hate our hair. And so historically speaking, for Black women in particular, Black girls in particular, history, oppression is something that has really played a big part in how we see ourselves, how we view ourselves. You think about, like, sometimes, well, we'll get to this part in a second, but something else is media and pop culture. So what is media? By definition, media or medium is a means by which something is communicated or expressed. And the goal of media is always, always, always to influence your thoughts, to influence your beliefs. They spend a lot of money to get us to believe something that we don't believe necessarily. Lots of millions and millions of dollars. Now, media can come in lots of formats. It can come in movies, video games. It can come on television. Social media is a huge, huge, huge part of pop culture right now. So it works because we spend so much time on it, comparing ourselves to the images that we see in pop culture, in media. And what tends to happen is we start to compare ourselves to the images that we see. But guess what? The images that we see are sometimes not even realistic. Sometimes the images that we see have been photoshopped. Does everyone know what Photoshop is? I see a lot of head nods. A lot of the images have been photoshopped. A lot of the images a lot of the people that are in the images have had surgery or surgically enhanced. So they don't even look like themselves. And yet we are comparing ourselves to these images that are not real. And it creates that feeling that someone earlier said that so bravely. It creates that feeling of, I am not enough. I am not enough. And that is because of the images that we see in the media. So we're going to talk about what do we do with that, okay? What do we do with that? One of the things that we can do with that is to start to cultivate this thing that is called my self-love. Now, you guys all have your journals. I won't ask you to pull it out, but in your journal, when you get to it, I can't remember what chapter it's on, but it's this thing called my self-love. And so my self-love is just about self-compassion. It is not about what others think of you. It's not about what others feel about you. And here's the thing. So what others think about you is formed by who they are. So you know how we talked earlier today about who we are is made up of lots of things like our talents, our gifts, our abilities, our values, our personality. Like our opinions and what we think is created based on all of those things. So you might have an opinion because you value safety. You might have an opinion because you value family. You might have an opinion because you value health. And that's totally fine for you. Now, here's the thing. We tend to internalize other people's opinions and make it our own, but that's where it becomes not healthy, because their opinion is their opinion based on who they are, based on who God made them to be. You have to form an opinion about who God made you to be. You have to form an opinion about yourself based on your values, based on your personality, based on your character, your personality. All of those things that we talked about is what helps you to form an opinion about yourself. So when people give you their opinions and their experiences and their values, you have to remember that that is their own. It's not yours. So your self-compassion involves silencing their opinions and making your opinion about you the loudest one, making your opinion about you the one that's the most important to you, because it's the one that matters the most. Spending time cultivating your opinion about yourself. So self-compassion also means loving yourself enough to challenge yourself to grow in certain areas. And so some people have this thing where they say, well, I don't like the fact that, maybe I'm a certain size, maybe I want to be smaller because I value health. Maybe I'm not a healthy weight, and that's fine. You get to have that opinion. But here's what you do. You love yourself as you are currently, and that's what helps you to take care of yourself in a way that is compassionate and in a way that is healthy. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes? Okay, let's go. So you are your own standard. What does that mean? I'm going to try to speed up because we don't have that much time. So you are your own standard. What does that mean? A standard is an idea or a thing that is used to measure or norm. It's a model for evaluation purposes. So just like how I said that everyone is their own standard because God made us all unique, he gifted us with what we needed for our purpose. Like God knew that when he created me, one day I would be here today talking to you guys about body image. So that's probably why I need to have this skin color. That's probably why I needed to have this nose. That's probably why I had to experience everything that I experienced as a child, because one day I would be here today talking to you guys about loving who you are. So I am my own standard based on who God made me to be. Does that make sense? All right. So how do you be your own standard? So when you set your standard, one thing that you consider, as we keep saying, is that what is your personal values, your purpose? Why did God create you? Why did God send you here on earth? And if you don't know that, you can always ask God. You can say, God, what is my purpose? Why did you send me here on earth? Why did you give me, my face, my skin complexion? Why did you give me this nose? Why is this part of me purposeful about what I'm supposed to do here on this earth? And one of my favorite scriptures is Psalms. What is it? What's the one that says you're fearfully and wonderfully created? Somebody. What is my favorite one, but I can't think. It's Psalms 136, I think. I want you guys to all read that. It is a beautiful reminder about how purposeful God was in creating us. And so I want you to always make a note to always go back and read that one. All right. Your body, how do you be your own standard? By remembering that your body tells a story. You guys are all very young, but you have a story. Your body has a story. You were born. Somebody said they participated in sports. Some people say they participated in dance. Some people have experienced broken bones. Some people have experienced traumatic events. And all of that is stored in your body. Your body tells the story of your experiences. And so when we think about our body, we're looking at, well, what story does my body tell? And my story may be different from someone else's story because I've experienced life in a different way than them, right? Kendall? I don't know why. Kendall, right? Your body's story is different from Hope's body's story. I want somebody to tell me, what do you think your body's story is? What is your body's story? What is your body experience? What story does it tell? I'll give you an example. So as I said, I have a 1-year-old. A part of my body story is the fact that I just had a baby. So my stomach may be a little bit bigger. I may have stretch marks. And it would be not wise or helpful for me to hate my body because I see that, because it tells a story. It tells a story of the fact that I gave life. I gave birth to this beautiful little girl. And that's a part of my story. So what about you? Kendall, I want you to tell me, what is your body's story?
Okay. She's being shy right now.
I'll put you on the spot. All right, who wants to volunteer so I don't have to put them on the spot? Let me see, who else we got on here? Khalees, what's your body story? You're beautiful, by the way. What's your body story?
Thank you. I guess I would say that for me, I've always thought I was like skinnier than other people. And I have like an athletic build, so I'm not like as thick as other people, and that's always bothered me. So I guess that my body story is that I'm not built like other people, and I'm just, petite and skinny.
Yeah. And then maybe, do you play sports? You said you play sports? And so maybe your body story is that it has to be athletically built so that you can accomplish what you need to accomplish in your sports, right? And so I love what you're saying in terms of not comparing thicker bodies, because maybe they're not playing the sports that you're playing. So they need to have the bodies that they need, whereas you need to have a more athletic build. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. All right, good. All right, so another way that you be your own standard is that remembering that you are a brand. You are brand me. And so what does that mean? Just like how I talked about media and how media is television and media is social media is books and all those things, movies, like you also are media. How you carry yourself is media. How you show up in the world is media. People are looking at you and people are being influenced by what they see about you. So you are a walking billboard, and how you choose to present yourself to the world is your message. How you choose to dress is your message. How you choose to talk is your message to the world. It's your media. It's your brand. And so if you want to create and be your own standard, what that means is that you make sure that brand you really represents you. It really represents your personality, your values, your purpose, your goals, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. Everything that you present about yourself to the world should represent who you truly are. And you'll know when it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you can always just change. You can always represent yourself in a different way. You have that ability. You have that power to just show up as yourself. Does that make sense, everyone? Good. Okay. And the last thing about how do you create and be your own standard? Becoming a critical thinker. And what do I mean by that? Meaning that we talked about media and how much money people spend in media. Thinking about why are they spending this money? First of all, who created this content that I'm looking at? Who created this movie? Who created this song? Who created this picture that I'm looking at on social media? Do they have any kind of ulterior motive? What do they want me to believe from this picture? What do they want me to believe from this movie, from this song? How are they trying to influence me? What is the underlying message? becoming a critical thinker is just asking a lot of whys. Why is this content being presented to me in the way that it's being presented? And guess what? The thing about becoming a critical thinker of what you intake about the media is that at any time, if what you are intaking is not consistent with who you are, then you can stop intaking that media. You can turn off the song. You can turn off social media. If it's making you feel less than who you are, if it's making you feel like you're not enough, turn it off. Disconnect. You can do that at any time. Does that make sense, ladies? Thumbs up? All right, good. We're coming to the end. All right. Oh, wait, it went backwards. Hold up. Let's see. All right. So let's do a little bit of mental health 101. So mental health 101 is that there is a chain reaction that happens inside of us. And this is in your journal as well. We think a thought, that thought causes a feeling. We think a thought, that thought causes a feeling. That feeling makes us do something. There's this triangle. I'm a delta, right? So this is the delta triangle. In the delta triangle, at the top of the triangle is a thought. That thought is maybe a story that you're telling yourself. Maybe a movie that you're playing in your head. Those are your thoughts. And those thoughts are created because of experiences that we have. Like I might be walking in a room and it's cold. So I'm going to think, oh, it's cold. That's a thought. That thought leads to a feeling. I'm cold. That feeling leads to a behavior. That behavior could be, I go get a blanket, I go get a jacket, but I'm going to do something in response to my feelings, okay? So anytime you're in life, and if you're having a behavior that you don't like, that means that you got to go beneath the surface. You got to ask yourself, what are the feelings and the thoughts that's making me contribute, that are contributing to the behavior that I'm in? So here's my example. So someone that refuses to wear a swimsuit because they think that their body is not enough. That is a behavior. I'm refusing to wear a swimsuit. What is the feeling that I'm feeling underneath? What do you guys think? Someone that's refusing to wear a swimsuit because they're refusing to wear a swimsuit. What is the feeling that they might be feeling that's making them to not wear the swimsuit?
Ashamed, like their body.
Ashamed. I love you guys are into this. You guys are thinking they might feel ashamed. And that shame is caused by a thought. What do you think the thought is that they might be thinking?
Their body doesn't look like everybody else's.
Yes, excellent. So you see how, the behavior was not wearing the swimsuit, but if they go beneath the surface, they can realize, oh, I'm feeling ashamed. I have this feeling. And that feeling is caused by the thought that my body doesn't look like the other people. You see that? All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So it's not necessarily the thought of my body is different from other people, because of course, all of our bodies are different, right? What's the most important thing? And this is in your book on page 11, chapter 11. The thing about the thoughts that we think is not the thought, it's the judgment. So I had a thought that my body looks different than other people. What about, so what? So what? What is the judgment that I have? Because that is what makes me feel like I shouldn't wear the swimsuit. So a judgment is a decision that we formed based on data that is presented to us. Or it could be our own data, or it can be data from other people. But we choose to believe the judgment or make the judgment, like saying, because my body is different from other people, it's bad. Because my body is different from other people, it's less than. That's the judgment. And so in your book, in your journal, I included a list of different types of judgments that we have. And I want you guys, when you go back and you begin to complete the journal, if you haven't already, I want you to look at this chart that's on here. Some of the judgments are things like, I should be this way. Some of the judgments are, I only it's a compare and despair. I only get to feel negative about this. It's a prediction. People are going to think this about me. It's mind reading, assuming what other people are going to think. Black and white thinking. Only this type of body needs to be in a swimsuit. These are all different types of judgments that we hold on to. And it makes us to feel those feelings that are very uncomfortable. Does that make sense? So what do we do with that? What do we do with that? What do we do with that? We start to judge the judge. So we have the judgments that we have in our head. And what has to happen is that we have to start looking at, well, first of all, not just looking at, but slowing down enough to think about what we're thinking, to think about our thoughts. What are the thoughts that you're thinking consistently? And how does that make me feel a certain way that I don't like? And so this is an activity that we're going to do really quickly, okay? And I want 1 or 2 brave people to participate in this activity. So earlier today, I asked you to be brave and tell me maybe a negative thing that you think about your body. When we closed our eyes, and then I asked you guys to tell me what you saw. And some people said they saw really great things, and some people said they saw, not so good things that they were uncomfortable about. Let's go back to that. So when that happens, when you think about that thing that makes you feel uncomfortable, slowing down means asking yourself, what is my judgmental language here? Looking at that chart that I provided you and asking you, is this a black or white thought? Is this a prediction? Is this a mental filtering? Is this an assumption? What is my judgmental language? And asking yourself, where did that come from? Where did that thought come from? How did that judgment come to my head? What experience created that for me? If I were to be honest, I could say, if I were to say, I don't like myself, and I don't like myself because my skin complexion is darker than others. My judgmental language could be that I think that lighter skin complected people are better than darker skin. And where did that experience come from? It came from when I was bullied when I was a kid. And what you do is ask yourself, is there a more realistic thing that you can believe that makes you feel better about yourself, that is more helpful to your well-being? So my more realistic perspective could be, you know what? God created me with this skin complexion because he loved me. And because he knew that this is the skin complexion I needed to be for my purpose. That's something that's more realistic for me. And it makes me feel so much better than thinking that I need to be another skin complexion. So I want you guys to think about something that you might hold against yourself in a way that you might judge yourself. And I want you to go through this process of asking yourself what your judgmental language is and how do you judge the judge? How do you put that judgmental language in its place? Can someone be brave and do this activity with me today? Anybody? So I need to call someone. Jada, you gonna go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
One of the things I tell myself is I need to work on my weight. The way I judge it is I try not to compare it to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts I create is try to be great thoughts and say that I can do this and I'm not gonna let anybody change my mind to it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, I have a great day and I can believe in myself even more.
I love that. I love that. And how about this, Jada? How about saying that, it's great that I want to work on improving my body. And that's a part of my self-love that we talked about earlier today. But how about also saying that health comes in all different sizes? Health comes in all different sizes. So I can be healthy even right now. I can love myself even right now. Bodies come in all different sizes and all of them are beautiful. How about that? What do you think about that?
I think it's a good idea.
I think that's a good idea too. I love that. Anybody else want to go? We have a few more minutes. Okay, what I want to do is I have this video because some people are, they learn by listening and some people learn by seeing in different ways. And so I have this little, I think it's about 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. I want you guys to listen to this really quick presentation and tell me what you think about it, okay? Can you see it? Okay.
Cover up my freckles because I hated them and I thought they were so ugly. I was 15 and I lived with my dad and my stepmom. And I lied about my mom. I lied about her because she was a waitress and she lived in a tiny apartment and because she was a recovering drug addict. I lied about her because I was too ashamed to tell the truth. I was 17 and I was down on my knees on a bathroom floor and I was forcing myself to throw up everything that I'd eaten that morning. I was desperate to be thin. I was trying so hard to be perfect. I was 21 and I didn't even realize what I was doing, but I was droning on and on to my friend Julie, telling her about all the people that we knew and how great they were and how amazing their lives were and how much I wanted to be like them, how jealous I was. And my dear friend Julie, she stopped me and she said, Nico, you need to meet yourself. And when she said that to me, it was like something changed. It was like she held a mirror up for me and what she was showing me was so different from what I had ever seen before. She said, Nico, you should be jealous of yourself. You're gutsy, you're hardworking, you're resilient. If you could meet yourself, you might really like her. But as quickly as she painted that image of me, it was gone. And I was totally confused because I see myself as embarrassing, unlovable, awkward. But I loved that image that she created and I wanted it back. So I set out on this journey to find it and to try to make it stick. So eventually I landed myself a job working with young women. My job was to create a program for them to help them increase their self-esteem, which of course was kind of laughable because I had no self-esteem myself. But I started to wonder, could we create our own self-esteem? Could we build it ourselves? And I did a little research and it turns out that self-esteem, it's just based on our own thoughts of ourselves. And I knew that we could control our own thoughts. And so I thought, yeah, maybe we could actually start to build our own self-esteem. And I was willing to try. So the first session I had with these girls, I had no idea what to do. I mean, I'd never done this before, so I was totally making it up. So I decided I was going to have them each say one thing that they were proud of about themselves, right? We were going to test out this idea of starting to build more positive thoughts about ourselves. It didn't go so well. These girls, they couldn't say one single thing about themselves that they were proud of. And I understood because I totally related. I mean, I felt the same way. So I decided to create an exercise for them, for all of us to do. So the idea was that every time we had a positive thought about ourselves, we would imagine turning up the volume, like literally turning up the volume on that thinking. And every time we had a negative thought about ourselves, we were going to press delete, just press delete in our brain, let it magically disappear. And it worked. It worked, this idea of kind of stepping outside of ourselves so that we could see ourselves better. Little by little, we each came up with little things about ourselves that we liked. But for me, for every little thing that I came up with that I liked, it was like there were 10 things that I didn't like, 10 things that I felt critical about. So I checked it out with the girls, and they said, yeah, they felt the same way. So we decided that at the end of each class that we had together, we would have one of us stand in the middle, and the rest of us would stand around the others. And we would each tell the girl that was standing in the middle, one thing that we admired about her, one thing that we really liked. And it was so hard to stand in the middle. It was like we didn't want to let it in. We wanted to just keep those compliments out. And so we made up a rule. And the rule was that when someone gave us a compliment, we would simply say, thank you. At the end of every session that we spent together, we all wrote down one thing about ourselves that we admired. We forced ourselves to sort of build this list, to get our thinking going about the things that were important about ourselves. And I want to read to you just a couple of things. So these were the things we wrote on the very first day. I kept the list. On the first day, I wrote, I'm proud of my work with these girls. And the girls wrote, I'm proud that I stood up for the girl who was bullying my best friend. I think I'm smart. I like that I'm different. I'm a really fast sprinter, and I'm a good artist. At the end of that year, these girls started to change. It was like they were walking a little taller. They were kinder to themselves. They were kinder to each other. And I started to change too. It was like they showed me that I could rewrite my story. And I realized that we weren't the only ones struggling with that story. Boys were struggling too. Teenagers, even adults, were having a tough time coming up with one or two things to say about themselves that they felt good about. And this negative self-image that we were holding on to, it was showing up in our culture in alarming ways. It turns out that teen suicide, it's the third leading cause of death amongst young people. 1 out of 4 girls says they have sex for the first time to be more liked, to be more popular. And boys and girls alike, they're joining gangs, and the number one reason is not to feel safer, it's to feel more important. But here's the good news. The good news is that we can counteract this. The work that I did with those girls and the work I've done for the last 15 years, we've come up with ways for us to feel good about ourselves right now, today. And I want to share some of those things with you, okay? So, the first thing that we can do to feel good about ourselves is we can spend time with people who make us feel good. This is me and Julie, when I very first met her. Find your Julie and spend time with her or him. The second thing is that we can turn up the volume on our positive thinking, right? We can build up those thoughts about ourselves that are good, and we can delete the negative thoughts. Just press delete. The third thing, start to tell the people around you, maybe the people around you today, start to tell them what you see about them that you like. Help them jumpstart their own positive thinking. And the last thing is, when you receive a compliment, when we receive compliments, let's stand our ground, let's look them in the eye, and let's just say, thank you. Let's create a new culture. A culture where we all get to grow up feeling good about ourselves. A culture where we can rewrite our histories, we can create new stories about ourselves. I will start. I'm 11, and I like these legs because someday they're gonna help me run marathons. I'm 15, and I am proud of my mom for getting herself sober and for making a better life for us. I'm 17, and I know that nobody is perfect. I'm 21, and I think I'm just as successful as my friends. I'm 37, and now this is my story. I invite you today. I invite you to do 2 things with me. First, be Julie for someone. Invite him or her to meet themselves, because it might change their lives. And second, I want you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to write down the 10 things about yourself that you admire. The 10 things about yourself that if you were someone else, you might even be jealous of. And I want that to be the beginning of your story today. I will help get you started, okay? So I just met you.
Okay, so let's do this.
A couple hours.
Let's do this, guys. I'm gonna stop the share. And I want you all to just tell us one thing that you like about yourself. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to ask everyone to share one thing that you like about yourself, okay? So Asha is the first person that I see. So would you mind sharing?
I like the fact that, well, I like everything.
Yes. Yes. Good. All right, Khalees.
I like my hair.
I do too. I do too. That's excellent. Lauren.
I like how active I am.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jada.
I like that I can make people smile.
Oh, that is a gift to the world. That is a gift to the world. That's awesome. Camille.
I like my confidence.
I do too. I love your confidence. Kai and Ty. Kai is like, I'm still not here for it, lady. Come on, Kai.
I like how I can make my mom laugh and my whole family.
I love that. That is a gift. That is a gift. Is Ty there?
It's TT.
TT. Is she there?
Yes.
I haven't seen you the whole hour. Where have you been? Come on. Come on. I see your hand. Can you just tell us really quickly something that you like about yourself? You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be. Okay, we'll come. I want you to continue thinking. We'll come back to you, TT, okay? All right, Kendall.
I like my hair and my skin complexion.
I love it. You go, girl. Hope.
I like my smile.
Beautiful. Adrienne.
I'm sorry, I was caught up with the girls. I would say, I think I feel a lot like the other girl says, I do like my confidence.
Yeah, beautiful. I don't know if Donna is there. Donna, are you there with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, that's Kendall. So we have two Donnas. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's good.
No,
Kendall's mama, Donna. What you got?
I love the way how make people laugh and just, have fun. Like to have fun.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Nakia, are you there?
I love that I'm a patient person.
Yeah, that's good. Stephanie, are you there? Chandra, are you there? Eris? Miss Dee Dee? And I don't know who Moto G Play is, but are you there? Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. So I love that you guys were able to identify things about you that you love. I think that's super important. So I want you to continue to do that. I want you to continue to remember those things and to remember to be able to just accept compliments from people when they give them to you. Okay. All right. Last thing, how do you keep in touch? And then I'll be done. How do you keep in touch? So you can, if you're on social media, if mom allows you to be on social media, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Bodacious Body Love. And I do have 2 events coming up. It's a mother-daughter brunch. And that one is centered on body image, but they're also, I'm doing these healing circles where we're helping moms and daughters to fall more in love with each other. And so if you and your mom want to participate and develop your relationship more, I invite you to come to any one of those events. And you can go to Linktree/Legacy Empowerment Services and join us. So thank you so much, ladies. And if you don't mind, I want to take a picture.
And Ty, there was one in the comment. She was trying to unmute herself. If you look in the comments, Iris was trying to share what she loved about herself.
Oh, okay. So she said that I was trying to unmute, but something is wrong with but I was going to say, I love how creative I am. I love that. With the smiley face. which makes me happy. I love that. Okay, good. All right. Hey, TT, are you ready? TT, I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to have you to say what you like about yourself. My battery is running out, so I'm going to plug myself in. No? Maybe. Good. We'll wait. I think it's important for you to say it.
I guess I love that I drink coffee.
You love that you drink coffee? Okay. I think there are a lot of coffee lovers on here. I think Adrian's a coffee lover. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're a coffee lover. I'm too young to be liking coffee. My grandma used to say that. All right, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, I am going to bring my camera around and plug in my phone so I can get a picture of us, if you guys don't mind. I appreciate, can anyone tell me if they are taking away anything from today? What are you taking away from today, if anything?
To love yourself no matter what.
Yes.
To be more confident.
Yes.
To be your own judge and be positive about yourself.
Love it. Love it. Okay. All right, I think I got us set up. This is not a great picture, but it's gonna do. So I'm going to just say on the count of 3. Let's do a video. How about that? On the count of 3. Can we just say Bodacious Body Love on the count of 3? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Bodacious Body Love! Good stuff. Thank you so much, ladies, for participating today. I really appreciate you. I hope that you really do complete the journal and let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. I hope that you really did get something out of today. Thank you so much, Adrian and Remnant Global Warriors, for this opportunity. Remnant Warriors Global for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Can we give Miss Ty come off mute and give her a woo? Because she was awesome. We really enjoyed it. You were absolutely amazing. I was texting back and forth with the board. We were like, we need her to do the thing for the adults. I wanted to type in,
listen,
yeah, I don't like issues. So we really appreciate you. My sister-in-law, I see her thumb, but she's like, yeah, like we needed that. And I was like, I low-key want a journal.
Yeah. Listen, let me just say this, that whenever I do this workshop, usually moms are on it and every single mom is like, I needed that. Every single mom is always like, I needed that. So you're right on point. So yeah.
And thank you, moms, for being here and having your daughters up early on this Saturday morning and being present with your daughters. We love that. And for these beautiful girls, like my best friend and I was like, we just want to climb in the screen and hug every last one. Do us a favor. If you're with your daughters, you by yourself, take your selfie and send it. I'm literally going to put my number in the chat. Most of y'all got my number, but send it to me. If you don't mind being on social media, we want to put this on our Instagram. There's my phone number. You can just text it to me. I'm happy to post those today on Instagram. If you're really brave, as the wonderful Ty said, do a little video and say what you learned today.
Oh, that would be so good.
I'll share it with you. And Ty, you a soror.
Come on now.
Come on.
Come on.
There's Latasha, Anderson, Nakia, myself, and the rest of our board are AKAs. We pray for them.
Oh, it's okay.
we got some AKAs on here too.
We'll pray. We'll just continue to pray. You know,
we love it. We love regardless.
Yeah.
Send me selfies. I have my phone here. I'm going to put it on social media. If you want to do a quick video with the love today, that would be great. But we're going to go out dancing since she was already doing hey y'all. So y'all ready to dance again? All right. Thanks, Ty. Everybody said thank you, Ty.
Thank you, Ty. Thanks, Ty.
Y'all have an amazing day. We love you so much.
Hey.
Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Didn't move on that side.
Whatever you want, but we're gonna dance off of here.
Before we go, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, but what we want to do.
Love y'all. Have a great Saturday. Great
Have a good one.
You playing football. I'm gonna bring you down here and get my boys together.
That is so awesome that you're playing football. I love it.
Donna says, hey, classmate Des. Hope, I love you. I love and miss you so much.
Love you too.
Tell Faith I said hi, okay?
Okay, she was in dance class.
Okay. Asha, I love you. Break a leg today in your play. Okay?
Oh, good job. Play?
She's an actress.
Next weekend, but.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I can come next weekend. Oh, I thought it was this week. I don't know why I did. I'll be there. TT, Kyrie, I love y'all. Let me see these glasses. Your glasses are amazing. I love them.
Thank you. And I love
Auntie
you.
A's coming to Charleston, hopefully in July. So whoever the cooking, TT, you cooking? Who cooking? Because I'm coming.
I'll burn something good.
Okay, TT, I want coffee. Okay. All right. Camille, I'm loving your hair, girl. I'm trying to grow mine back. This is the top. This is the top.
Thank you.
Love Camille. Camille said, I love that I am confident. I love that so much, Camille. I love it.
We love y'all. Thank you for coming today. We'll see you next time. Hope we'll be next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.